My father once told me to be careful of the things you love most in the world. Because if you're not careful, that very thing can also destroy you.
The bank called. They're gonna take your boat.
I have a job offer. A lot of money.
What can I do for you?
I'm willing to offer you 100,000 euros to put me in the water with a great white shark, outside the cage.
I've spent 10 years. It's taken me that long to be able to get outside of the cage.
You're going to show us how it's done.
Take his offer.
Like it's that easy?
Why are you freaking out?
Because you told him he could do something that I wasn't even sure I could do.
Swimming with sharks, for me, that is the ultimate. It's putting your courage on the line, right?
Let's do it.
So I've been going on a crazy Halle Berry kick lately. I recently saw The Call. I recently saw this Cloud Atlas movie, and then just the other night, you and I rewatched. Well, for me, rewatched. For you, I guess it was your first.
It was
first kick
time.
at it. Dark Tide, starring Halle Berry and Olivier Martinez. Yeah, we sort of jokingly referred to this as the Shark Whisperer movie.
Yes.
Because Halle Berry plays this woman who does free dives with great white sharks. Which, as we've learned from Shark Week, there are people who do that. One crazy fellow in particular. And they used a lot of the lingo that we saw from that actual scientist in the movie. But I don't know. I guess I never really fully believed that Halle Berry was swimming with the great white shark.
No.
It's set in Cape Town, South Africa, which is near and dear to my heart because I've actually been there.
Yes. And actually been on a boat looking
actually,
at great white sharks.
That is
Oh my
true.
God.
Just little ones, but they were good enough. You know,
Still,
2 actual great
still.
white sharks, so take it. Yikes. And I kept my lunch too. Not everybody on the boat kept their lunch. There was a lot of people getting sick because of the up and down.
Yeah, well done. You have some sea legs to it.
Yes. So the movie is beautiful. It is populated by beautiful people, and it is shot in a beautiful place.
Yeah, and the director is known for that, right?
Yeah,
for shooting underwater.
He
and
loves underwater. Yeah, John Stockwell, I want to say before.
Yep.
That is right.
Yep.
Yeah, Kevin Stiller and I recently reviewed one of his movies called Turistas. I think that of all his movies spends the least time underwater.
Interesting. Him trying to break above the surface.
I personally found quite a lot of familiarity to the basic story structure of a bad event happens, a person's hopes are crushed, a series of circumstances forces this person to confront their old fears, and they end up triumphant. Sounds familiar, right?
Absolutely.
It's almost like every sports movie ever made or something like this, but in a shark context. But to my mind, it was a bit of cool shark stuff, a lot of blah, 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 and then a little cool shark stuff, and then credits.
Yeah.
It's
true. They were really relying on like Olivier and Halle Berry, I think, to carry the movie in between.
Yeah.
And
they don't.
they don't. They didn't. It's the best part are the shark attacks, which, yes, like you said, bookend, the film. And just to talk about the shark attacks for a second, they use a lot of actual great white shark footage, which again is always a plus in my books.
Okay.
And and then with his forte being in underwater photography or filming, it is beautiful. They have a small amount of CGI when it comes down to the actual attack, but you can see that they made it as small as possible to make it as realistic as possible. And I did absolutely jump.
Yeah. They didn't fool me, but they tried, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It was a good kick at it.
And I thought it was it was an interesting type of shark attack right at the beginning, in the sense that a lot of movies will go for maybe the out of nowhere shark attack, or they come and it's final. This shark comes in, checks things out, circles, or you know what I mean? It's kind of, there are stages to this attack before it goes in for the final kill. And that was good. Good for them. Yeah.
Unfortunately for me, and again, I won't speak for both of us, but I had a real hard time feeling sympathetic for Halle Berry's character. I mean, she did a lot of free dives with great white sharks, and she'd been doing it for a couple of years, and nothing had gone wrong. But then, guess what? Something went wrong, and someone got killed. Well, if you didn't know that was on the menu when you're swimming with the shark, I mean, and her reaction to it seems to be shitty to everybody who loves her.
Yeah.
She spends a lot of this movie yelling at her crew and just sort of being generally difficult. Yeah. And we're supposed to believe that she's dealing with it, and everybody else puts up with it because they love Halle Berry so much.
Except they don't tell us why we should love her.
Exactly. It's because she's beautiful, I guess. Pretty people shouldn't be so sad and angry.
Oh no, not the beautiful people. It's true though. It's a good point. Or somehow that love that everyone else has for her is supposed to spill over onto us or something, and it doesn't.
Don't push Stebbly Frenchman away because he's dreamy, and he loves you, Hallie. And just continually through the movie, the choices she makes seem wrong for the character.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say that I don't think Halle Berry is a good actress, because I've seen her do really good work.
Oh, yeah.
I've been watching Halle Berry movies a lot lately for whatever reason. But I don't think she's that great in this movie.
No.
In fact, I would actually push it to say she's a little bit indulgent in this movie. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's because her boyfriend was along for the ride or what, but there's a lot of stuff, especially when she's talking to her crew, that honestly felt like it was improv.
Yeah.
And
cyclical. Like, they kept having different versions of the same conversation.
Yeah.
And so why is that of any more interest to me?
Oh, it's so natural and pithy and funny.
Yeah.
And she's being over rude to them, but it's sort of in a playful, silly way. But it feels like it's padding the movie. I feel like the script only had about 62 minutes in it, and they had to stretch it to 90.
Yeah.
And as a result, there's a lot of fat on the movie.
Yeah, absolutely. The premise of it really bothers me as well, because the whole premise is that, a year after this shark attack, that she's being encouraged to get back in the water and free swim, and not only her, but to bring two inexperienced people with her, which is a billionaire and his really sensitive son. And so that's ridiculous. To even think of the reality of being a shark whisperer, to get in the water with great whites, to swim with them. There's so much work there to be done. To think that putting a couple of dollar bills on the table will do the work for you.
We just want to do it, and money's no option.
Yeah.
And the fact that she and Olivier are willing to do it sort of tells me, they're willing to risk people's lives for money.
Well,
which
yeah.
kind of takes legitimacy away from them.
Mm-hmm.
And even though this billionaire character, who is just portrayed as an impossible prick, there's no point in the movie where he's anything but a dick.
No.
Even when
Roche.
he apologizes, he's a dick. You don't almost believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no shade to him, right?
Yeah.
He's just all one color.
But still, at the end of the day, when getting antagonized, she risks everybody's life to take him to where the biggest, most dangerous sharks would be.
Yes.
And encourages him to get in the water, yells at him when he doesn't get in the water. There's no consistency to her character, and that doesn't seem like survivor guilt or anything to me. That's just irrational.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't understand how that exists in the same story where, the person who was attacked was someone who had worked with her very closely, who knew these sharks, who'd been in that environment, who'd really invested their time, who'd done it properly, the people who really do this. Yeah. It's an incredibly serious venture. And she throws it all out the window because she's mad, because someone pushed her buttons a little bit?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And going towards the end of the movie, and if this is the hero's journey, at the end, two more people have been killed. Mm-hmm. Pretty much directly because of her.
Yeah.
So when the light comes up in the morning and it looks like they're going to be rescued, and it cuts to her swimming with the sharks again, having conquered her fear, that makes no sense to me. No. And it's like, a year ago I got somebody killed, but then a year later I got two people killed, and I got over my fear and swam with sharks
Now I
again.
feel better.
What?
Oh, thank God for those experiences.
Let's back up a bit. No. Wait, no.
It's so true. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Yeah, no, the only redeeming parts of this movie for me are the quality of the shark attacks, the quality of the footage, the filming, and other than that.
There's a sloppiness to it, and it doesn't just go to the Halle Berry stuff. I talked about it while we watched it, and I'm sorry if I was being a naggy Nelly while we were watching the movie, but the last dive, which goes disastrously wrong, there's no sense of time to it at all.
Right.
Halle Berry is free diving, so presumably she has to surface for air, even if she's one of the best free divers in the world. Every, say, 6 to 10 minutes, she's got to pop her head out of the water.
Yeah.
The boat flips over. Well, first of all, a squall kicks up that is ridiculous. It's blowing like huge waves. Then the boat flips over, and then night falls.
And then all of a sudden.
And Halle Berry surfaces and like, what happened?
All these major,
as
things happening, and she's just cluing in.
As dumb as some of the stuff in Shark Night is, there's nothing as dumb as that.
That's true.
In Shark Night. And
That's
this movie
true.
takes itself very seriously.
Yeah, it does. And I was reading about, I think there was $25 million spent on this movie. They wanted it to do well.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that her and Olivier, their pay had to be quite high as well. So, they were looking to do a high quality shark film, and they just...
Not today.
No.
Not today.
Missed the boat.
If you're hardcore into shark movies, this is another one. And it doesn't over-rely on CG.
No.
But if you were to check it out, I would say after the first 10 minutes, skip the next hour, and then watch the last 20.
Yeah. Make it a nice, tidy half hour.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about Dark Tide, or have we been suitably mean to this?
Oh, I think we covered it.
All right. I'm sorry, Hallie. We're still friends.
It's true.